What's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? It's your guy Z Fly. Welcome to another Hump Day, and y'all know what we do on Hump Day. We keep it real hot and fresh. That's right, with the best. I am your guy Z Fly. I am so happy to be here with you another week. Listen, we made it through another week, everybody. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they're trying to just make it through the day. But we made it through a whole nother week. So I'm really happy to be here. I'm really happy to just, just to be talking to you all once again. And also, as you all know, as always, I have another great show ready for you. Today's going to be a jam-packed day, okay? So hopefully you all are sitting back. You came to listen. You came to just relax. You ain't got nowhere to go because today is that show that it's going to be jam-packed. But before I get into all that, and once again, this is the Keep It Real Hot and Fresh show on Fly World Media. That's right. So you are definitely in the right spot. Also, be sure to go ahead and tell all your friends, family, and foes, even your enemies. Just tell them to where to connect with me at. Right here, scrolling at the bottom. You can go ahead and follow me on my social media. And also, if you're wondering where are all the places that you can listen to me at, well, you have YouTube, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, you even have LinkedIn. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm even putting my business on the business social media. That's right. So those are the places you can go to listen to the show live. Also, too, you can go to our website. That's right. You can go to the website. When you click on the website, hit radio. And it'll take you to the radio page. And you'll scroll all the way to the bottom where you'll see the TV screen, and you're going to see me running my mouth right now. So, yeah, you got like 5 different locations that you can keep it real hot and fresh with me today, okay? But once again, I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. Also, I want to thank everybody for last week's show, the comments that came in, the likes, the thumbs up. Thank you. I just want everybody to know that I see you. We see each other. I see you. So thank you so much for the love and everything. All right. So let me go ahead on and start the show. You know how I do, everybody. So let me do a recap. So some of y'all may know, if you follow me on social media, follow me or the show page at Real Hot Fresh, you know that your boy had a born day. That's right. My birthday was November 10th. And it was a really good day for me. This year, like I said, if you know me, you know that I'm always jet setting somewhere. Like if you look at my personal Instagram or whatever, you see that I be on the go. But for my birthday, I was like, you know what? I don't really want to be on the go. I just want to just sit back, relax, and do me. And that's exactly what I did this birthday. Let me see, what did I do? I didn't really do anything. Now, actually, so I did do a vendoring event for our sponsor, Paradox 09322. I went to this event where I was a vendor under the Lavenda umbrella, but I was showcasing our sponsor, Paradox 09322 products. That was a really great event. It was cool. Yeah, well, I'm gonna show you in a minute. It was cool, but I don't know how well it was advertised and things like that. But the point is, the networking was there, and just meeting more new people was there as well. Also, too, so after the event, I came home, I chillaxed a little bit in mi casa. And then later that night, there is a local like sushi restaurant bar. I'm not really into sushi, but I said, you know what? But they have like a nice looking bar. The ambiance is very nice. So and then it's in walking distance of where I live. So I've always been curious about it. And so I'm glad I went because the bartender was really cool. I got me a free birthday cocktail. And that was my nightcap, how I ended my birthday. But I really got a lot of love on social media, even in my text messages from people wishing me a happy birthday. So everybody, once again, thank you for the love. I really felt it, and it really just felt good to really do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But let me let y'all check out what I did at the Lavenda table representing Paradox 09322. Check this out. Y'all saw it. Y'all saw it exactly. Yeah. So that was it. Yeah. And that table was set up by yours truly. I think I did a very good job setting things up. And it was fun. So yeah. So definitely shop Paradox 09322. As y'all saw, link is in the bio at Real Hot Fresh. She has some great products there at the bottom of the screen. Her name is Jewel Bullock, and if you want to, know any additional information, you can email her at paradox09322 at yahoo.com. She does have all natural products, but if you still want to ask any questions about anything that you see on the website, you can definitely hit her up. All right, so that was my birthday recap. So hopefully, once again, thank you all for the love who showed me love on my birthday. But right now, let's go ahead and get things started with that real talk. Here we go. All right, everybody. So listen, like I told you in the beginning, today's show is going to be kind of heavy, kind of jam packed. There's a lot going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? So we need to talk about it, and that's what real talk is about. All right. So the first topic that we have in this real talk segment is a very controversial one, but very important at the same time. Do white people really have white privilege, or are non-white people the ones gassing that narrative? You know what I'm saying? Like, that right there is a loaded question. It's a loaded topic, and for some people it can be very sensitive, but I don't really know why it's so sensitive for, because I have heard white privilege for so long, and I just think that it's just not the thing to say. Let me tell you something. Whenever you tell someone that, oh, they have white privilege, or, oh, you have a privilege, automatically the person who you're saying this to, after a while, it's going to make them feel better than, what I'm saying? Like in anything, like, let's just say, like, you tell someone, oh my gosh, you're so popular, or you're so good looking, or you're gorgeous. That's why it's going to go, it'll go to the person's head. Some people, they'll try to act humble and modest, but really they be like, oh, okay. I mean, everybody think I'm gorgeous. Everybody think I'm popular. Everybody think I'm rich. After a while, that person will start living as such, because you don't want to keep gassing that narrative. And so white privilege, no, in my opinion, there isn't a white privilege. Okay. Now, some of y'all might be like, well, what do you mean there's not a white privilege? Like, have you looked in society lately? Do you know your history? What do you mean there's not a white privilege? Well, no, there's not a white privilege. I'll be more to tell you, explain it. To me, a privilege is something that, like, someone naturally, authentically, honestly receive. For example, whenever I think of people who are privileged, I think of, like, a lot of these celebrity kids. Like, Beyonce, Blue Ivy and the twins. They have privilege. Why? Because their parents have worked and built this empire that now their offsprings can now, feed off of what they have worked on. Let me see, other people like Brad Pitt. Okay, Brad Pitt. All those children that he and Angelina have, they are privileged because their parents have worked and built, this fame, this fortune, that now their offsprings can live off of it and enjoy it. See, those are privileged people. People who were born with a silver spoon in their mouth because their parents had already had something and they got it, in an authentic way. Now, white privilege, there's not in my opinion, there's not a white privilege, because anytime that you have to steal, kill, and destroy to get where you are today, then that's not a privilege. Let me tell you something. That's just like, let's say that I'm a wire fraud, or I'm some type of fraud, and I'm really good at tapping into people's kind of like today, what people do, they're tapping into people's bank accounts and they're scamming people. And let's just say that I'm really good at scamming people in their bank account. And let's just say that I get me $100 million with these scams. Okay. Now let's just say that years, decades go by and I never get caught. Now I'm living large, right? I'm spending money, real, here and there, so that no suspect comes to me, no suspicion comes to me. But am I privileged? I'm living large off of other people's money, off of other people's backs. But am I privileged because I had to steal this money just to get what I have? So no, white privilege isn't a thing. Now also too, we can go back in history. I mean, we know the history. So how is that a privilege? If you had to come over to people's land to steal, kill, and destroy so that your descendants, or is that the right word, descendant, or offsprings, can have what they have today. Now, let me. I got a little history. As y'all know, supposedly Christopher Columbus voyage on October 12th, 1492. Christopher Columbus landed in the New World at San Salvador Island, which is now part of the Bahamas. Columbus's voyage initiated a lasting encounter between Europeans and the indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere. Now, if we all know our history correctly, we all know that Christopher Columbus supposedly founded America, right? But weren't there already people here living? So, and if we really know our history, we know that there was a lot of killing going on, a lot of stealing of land. So killing, stealing, and destroying. And, in order for them to have what they want. So is that a privilege? We're calling that a privilege. Let's just talk even more history. The beginning of slavery in the United States is often marked by the arrival of 20 enslaved Africans in Jamestown, Virginia in August 1619. Well, a lot of us know about slavery, right? These people were captive. They were taken from their families, just horrific type of events. Is that a privilege? Where you had to once again steal, kill, and destroy a community, a group of people in order to get what you have today. Is that a white privilege? Is that a privilege that you? Okay, one more. In the United States, slavery was abolished by the 13th Amendment to the Constitution on December 18, 1865. So now, once again, you're letting the people be free. You're letting them go, but it's your decision. Do these people have any rights? My thing is, whenever, like, let's just say none of the slavery and stuff happened, and you were to allow, the whites and the blacks or whomever to be on equal ground and then see who reaches the top, to me, that is a fair race. But when you have to steal, kill, and destroy in order to get what you want, to me, that's not a privilege. And I think that people today need to stop saying white privilege, because not only does it boost white people's minds, but also it boosts lighter people minds as well. People who they say are white passing. Yeah, because I'm in entertainment, so I've seen a lot. I've seen how people feel like, oh, we got a little pass because we're lighter. So people just start thinking that they have this privilege over darker skinned people. Now, if you want to call it something, I think you should call it a white favor, meaning that, maybe a lot of white people today have favor because their ancestors, had to steal, kill, and destroy so that they can have what they want. Or you can call it the white deception. Because if you notice, I keep saying they have to steal, kill, and destroy. Now, white people who are watching my channel, I'm not saying that that's what you do, but listen, we all know our history, so we all know what happened in the history of our human race. So we can't deny that. So I'm not saying that specific white people today, even though some are, but I'm just saying what happened in the history. So we can't really call that a privilege. I gave you examples of a privilege, something that you authentically get. You don't have to steal, kill, and destroy to be on top. How is that a privilege? And you had to manipulate and deceive your way to the top. And then we're going to call that a privilege? Woo, I love this show. This is how you keep it real hot and fresh. I need you all to think about that. Everybody, just think about what I'm really saying. And I'm trying to see what's my thing. Think about what I'm really saying. And stop calling people privileges, and especially when it isn't really a privilege. Because like I said, all you're doing is boosting their narrative, making them feel like they're better than you. So you're boosting them up while you're putting yourself down. So you're letting them know that really you're letting them know that they're better than you. And then when they act better than you get upset. But you steady telling them, well, you have privilege. No, are you kidding me? Let me tell you something. Tyler Perry's son has a privilege. His daddy is a billionaire with a B, that is, and he's a black son. I think. Sometimes I think he is. But anyway, doesn't he have privilege? Doesn't Blue Ivy have privilege? Doesn't Janet Jackson's son or daughter have a privilege? So it's only white privilege out here. Okay, we need to see. Sometimes you got to start rethinking, reprogramming yourself as well, because you sitting there telling these people that they're better than you, and then you wonder why they act like they're better than you. Okay. All right, so that's that, everybody. So let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts? I know a lot of you all may think I'm crazy. Oh, you're wrong. That isn't how it is. Okay, well, fine. Well, let me know in the comments, and then we can talk about it later. All right, but now we're going to move on to the second topic, which is really long. Now, listen, everybody. I told you this is a packed show, so I hope y'all are sitting back. I don't need to talk about, oh, well, I got to go in 10 minutes. 10 minutes for what? No, this would be an hour and a half show. So, yeah, it might be a little bit longer than that. But anyway, but just sit back and just relax and just get ready for this, okay? So next we're going to talk about what's going on also in our society, which are these pronouns. Okay, now as of 2024, there are over 90 pronouns to identify one's gender. But can you believe that? Look at this. I mean, anyway, so the question is, when does it become too many pronouns? Now listen, this topic right here is so big that I could just talk about it and be over and move on with the show. But because I want to stay true to the name of the show, keeping it real, hot, and fresh, I had to really have to break this down. Because you know why? Because I've noticed that there are a lot of different people who watch my show. And once again, I thank you again. I have people from like probably 18 to like 70 something. Yeah, people talking, they give me feedback on my show. And so from 18 to 70 something and all in between, I have people that watch my show. And a lot of people, see, this right here is something that's just made up, and a lot of people don't understand it. Back in the summer, I do a show called Live at 5, and in June I really broke down a lot of this type of stuff, and people still don't get it. So I just want to, because this is something real. This isn't something that like it only affects those type of people over here. No, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are starting to see that, wow, this is in my family. Like now my nephew is saying he's this, or my niece, she's saying she that, and so they start to really get into people's family, and people just don't understand it. Well, a lot of people don't understand it, really. So I'm going to try to break it down with the help of this YouTuber, that we can break down these pronouns and really see what they're really doing out amongst us. I'm telling you, as you go on your day, go to work, go to your brunches, hang out with friends and family, you think that that's what all life is. But little do you know that there is an evil brewing in the back. And I do call it evil because this right here is meant to confuse people. After you watch this show, you're going to need about probably a case of Corona. So, yeah. So we're going to go. I'm going to get you drunk. And this ain't even drunk off the juice. And you're going to get drunk already. So let me see how I want to do this. So first of all, just let you know, so back, the Democrats, they passed this law, or they was allowing, these genders and everything to be okay. There was for gender and pronouns and all this stuff like this. If you wonder why you see it almost everywhere you go to the doctor's office, they're asking, what are your pronouns? And you're like, well, can't you see I'm a male, I'm a female? But no, they don't know what you are. They need you to tell them what you are. So it's a different world we're living in. So I just want everybody to be on top of it, try to understand it the best you can, and try not to get too much of a migraine. All right, so we're gonna start with the video. So as I do the video, it's in different parts. So I'm gonna play it a little bit, then I'll talk about it, and then like that back and forth. But we're gonna get through it. All right, so let's go ahead and start the first part of the video. And y'all know, just bear with us because y'all know how it is. This is live.
There's a concept called neo-pronouns. This is someone from TikTok named Jeffrey Marsh explaining this concept.
Neo-pronouns, literally new pronouns, refers to the creation of a new word, a neo-word, to go in that slot. So a common one is Z. If my pronoun was Z, you would say Jeffrey is a brilliant thinker. Z is one of the most attractive people I've ever seen.
People have started making up new pronouns. These are words that have not traditionally been used as pronouns before. These are pronouns like Z here, am, or who. Each of these has a different meaning behind it, and the idea is that there is an unlimited number of possible genders that someone can be. People who use neo-pronouns think that we should ignore biological labels like male or female and instead pick whatever gender people feel like. So I'm going to walk you through some of the options of what gender you can be. People who are trans age believe that age is a social construct. Instead of being born in the wrong body, these people were born with the wrong age, and they feel age dysphoria. Now, I'm aware that people lie about their age all the time, but now it can be your gender. But a lot of these situations are more extreme than simply shaving a few years off your age.
We'll play board games, listen to Disney music.
Arts and crafts, coloring. I'm a full-time baby girl.
Yep, Michelle prefers to spend her day dressing and acting as a toddler, living a fetish more commonly known as DDLG, which is all about kinky age play.
What DDLG stands for is Daddy Dom and Little Girl. I'm her daddy, and she's my little girl, and I take care of her 24/7, just like you would a child.
I like to have a bottle each night when I go to bed, and gotta have my pacifier.
Stanley might be 31 years old, but for the past 18 years, he has gone to remarkable lengths to remain young at heart.
It's one thing to play pretend in the privacy of your own home, but I hope these people realize that you cannot change the laws of physics. There's an actual date on your birth certificate. Whether you like it or not, you can't change that reality.
I've gone back to being a child. I don't want to be an adult right now. I have a mommy and daddy, an adopted mommy and daddy, who are totally comfortable with me being a little girl, and their children and their grandchildren are totally supportive. We have a great time, and we color, we do kid stuff. It's called play therapy.
There's a lot of people worried about their safety because I identify as a 6-year-old. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter. And we will show you what transphobia and what trans support look like. Become a trans ally.
These are grown adults who want to play with young children. Does anyone else find this concerning? In 2018, this issue actually played out in court.
Based on observed behaviors of a wolf and their response to stimuli, etc. I feel like it very much.
So to answer his question, yes, someone else does find this very concerning. You know, there was just one of many that I want to show you today. So yeah, a trans age, meaning that you feel like you're the wrong age or something. But you know what? But it's you know, usually it's not even really funny. It's really, really disturbing and concerning, actually. I mean, you saw what I saw. You know, and then like the last, like all of it was concerning. Like for one thing, the man and his wife, he's saying that she feels like a little kid, and he's calling himself Daddy Dom, and she's a little girl or something. I mean, that's already kind of now, you know, now that's one thing if they want to role play, but if she's really thinking that she's a really little girl and he's acting like it's okay. So now if you really think about it, think about this scenario, right? They're supposed to be husband and wife, okay? He's acting like he's a dad or whatever. And they're probably his little girl who's really his wife, but she's acting like a little girl. So really they're playing out like a dad is dating his little girl. The other person, the guy, was really disturbing. He said he felt like he's trapped in a 6-year-old body. He looks every bit of 66, but he feel like he's 6. He's missing a 6. Okay. But then again, even though he feel like a 6-year-old, why does he feel like a 6-year-old girl? Did y'all see that? He didn't feel like a 6-year-old boy. He felt like a 6-year-old girl. So he has a lot going on with him. And mind you, that these people are just walking freely amongst us. And it just seemed to be okay. He had a nerve to say that his adoptive parents found it okay for this to be happening. Where do these people live? Okay, so we're gonna watch the another part. Okay, so we're gonna continue. Hopefully that didn't scare y'all off too bad. Listen, don't leave, just stay. Next is trans species.
Another gender is trans species. This is also referred to as therian. This describes someone who wants to transition into another species. You could be any animal, cats, dogs. Here is someone who identifies as a bisexual.
I'm going to start off with, these would be used exactly how you would use they, them pronouns. So instead of saying that's their coat, you would say that is B's coat. Or instead of saying they love themselves, you would say B loves B self.
I have to be honest. I'm not sure I understand this one. Is this person sexually attracted to bees? I don't know about you, but bees are kind of scary. I don't want to be around bees. Why would this person want to transition from a human to a bee? Cats are another popular gender. The pronouns would be kitty, kitten self. Now, I have heard Democrats try and downplay this and say that this is not really happening. That is gaslighting. It is happening. That's why I'm showing you these videos. Here's a video from a substitute teacher that was fired because one of her students thought they were a cat. The teacher would not meow back to them, and she was fired.
Well, I'm looking at the seating chart as I'm going up and down the rows and marking who's here and who's not. I get to the third row and I hear this meow. Excuse me? Excuse me? I start looking on the ground. Go to the fourth row, everything's good. Go to the fifth row, everybody's there. Then I hear meow. I'm like, okay, what's up with that? Who's doing it? And this little girl in the very front row says, you have to meow back at him. He identifies as a cat. Are you kidding me? Said, is there a litter box in here somewhere? My sarcasm self probably shouldn't have said that. He gets up and he storms out of the classroom. And I'm like, rough. And of course, the entire class is laughing. And I think, no problem, no foul. I go to the office. You ready for this? You check out. They said, we no longer need your services if you can't identify with all the children in the classroom. And you wonder why they don't have any subs.
She was fired because she would not treat this child as a cat. If you still don't believe me, here's a video of a child in class hissing and scratching at the other students. Here's a video of a boy who...
Okay, so listen. So this is trans species, everybody. You know, some of y'all might be like, have your face screwed up, like, what? This can't be real. But you know what? But I believe it is definitely real, especially with all the pronouns explosion that we've seen just here in your own neighborhood or communities. And then also, too, you got to think the world is so big. The country is really big that these things could be happening in just little sectors of the country or the world that you wouldn't even think. But yeah, this is definitely real and disturbing. If y'all was watching my show a couple episodes ago, you know I had a cringe of the day or a pap where people were acting like they were cats and things like that. So I don't know what's going on with the people thinking they're animals and things like that. But as you see, these are children. Well, not all of them are children, but you know, it's like something's going on. And once again, I keep saying that something's going on and they're just not getting the help that they need. And that's obvious from these videos. But we're going to continue because it doesn't stop. The craziness continues. So we're going to watch the next video right now. This is dream sexual.
Another new gender is dream sexual. In case you don't know, Dream is a YouTuber who plays a video game called Minecraft. He won a world record for speedrunning and later admitted to being a cheater. Now, I'm not entirely sure why, but some people are obsessed with Dream. He has become so popular that people are now changing their gender to dream sexual. The pronouns would be dream, dream self.
I personally define my own being dream sexual as, you know, I just feel like him as a person, he understands me and people like me more than anyone else. And yeah, does anyone want to talk about it?
No, not really.
Okay, well, this is kind of awkward. Okay. Well, guys, it's really silent. What? This is making me really anxious. Is anyone gonna like respond to me? Hello?
Is this making anyone else feel uncomfortable? What's going on here?
Well, I define it as just being attracted to Dream and his energy. And, yeah.
Man, I must be blind.
But, if you don't want to support me.
Are you trolling?
I'm not trolling. It's just, I have a lot of issues.
I'm feeling old, but back in the old days, this used to be called just being a fan of someone. Now, it can become your gender. This is another example that your gender can be anything you want it to be.
Exactly. It's now if y'all are wondering what that even was, I know it was hard to even figure it out, but like the man said, Dream is some type of YouTuber, and I don't know why people are obsessed with him. Because it sounds like he's done some crimes, but this particular girl was obsessed with him, and she made it her gender or her pronouns, like Dream. I don't know. Anyway, but now, so basically, she seemed like she was on some type of live or some type of something where she was talking to other people, and she's explaining why her pronouns are dream and dream self. And now she might have been fake crying, but there's one particular thing that she said in all of that craziness was she's having a lot of issues. Now that I can believe, you know, and see, I think a lot of this is really coming from a lot of people who are just bored, people who well, not just bored, but also who also has some like probably deep internal issues. You got to think across the world, people go through all types of situations, and everyone isn't strong enough to cope with their situations. So now they start trying to find outlets and ways to express themselves, to be seen. And this is definitely a way to be seen, but in an infamous way, you know, because like you start saying that, oh, my pronouns are dream. Anyway, okay, let's continue with this, everybody.
If you don't think this was crazy enough, it gets even crazier. You can also choose your gender based on mythical creatures. This is a situation where your gender is so removed from reality that you are transitioning to be a creature that does not even exist. For instance, fairy genders are actually really popular. The pronouns would be fae, fair.
Fae is one of my neopronouns. So I use they, fae, and pup pronouns currently. And fae for me is because I am a fairy. I am fairy gender. And fae is really just validating that part of my identity. So yeah, fae pronouns because I'm fairy. Hope it up.
These are people who think they are fairies. You know, the mythical creatures that live in the forest. It doesn't matter that they don't really exist. These people are transitioning to become fairies.
This is Mint, a real-life fairy. Or should I say she claims to be a fairy. Not only does she believe she's a fairy, she also says she can see and talk to other fairies. It would be very easy to dismiss her as being crazy or delusional or mentally unstable.
Another example is orc pronouns. Orcs are the creatures from the Lord of the Rings books.
Hey there, kinfolk. I know the world can sometimes feel like a forest full of unknowns and darkness, but remember, every member of our tribe, even an orc like me, has faced moments of doubt. The secret isn't in never feeling afraid or hopeless. It's in taking a deep breath and stepping forward anyway.
Wow. This is a lot to take in.
Now, he said a mouthful. It's a lot to take in. Whew, it's a lot to take out too. Let me tell you something. Okay, so as y'all see, so now people, their pronouns can be fairy, you know, and pronouns have come a long way from just Mr. and Miss, haven't they? Now there are all kinds of things, and you know what? And what it really seems like to me is like I said, these people, they're suffering inside. They probably feel alone. They feel unseen in society, in the world. So they're just making up stuff. Once again, because I think back on my childhood, like me and my cousins, we used to make believe to be superheroes or cartoon characters, but we never made those things our pronouns and gender. You know, I guess my pronoun could be Daffy Duck. You know, and so my pronouns would be Daffy and Daffy self, you know, and I'm walking around like I'm a duck. I mean, these people, it's like they're playing make-believe, but they're taking it to the extreme. Like, just make-believe you're a fairy, make-believe you're whatever that other thing was, but stop trying to act like you're actually that. And then you want people to respond to you and address you as if you're a fairy. You know, it's like they're already, kind of going off the deep end, and they just want to drag us with them. Because if we're going to go around and acknowledge them as fairies, then what does that say about the people who's acknowledging these people? Okay, listen, we got one more, everybody. Listen, listen, don't go nowhere, everybody. This is serious. I'm telling you. See, I broke it up because, like I said, even though it may seem like cuckoo bird, but this is really happening in life. And like I said, you just never know if it could be someone in your family. I'll tell you, this Generation Z, well, no, actually, I can't even say Generation Z because we saw some grown people, right? So yeah, it's not even a particular generation. It's something that's going on with people that they're missing. So I tell you, people are really broken, and a lot of times we don't understand how broken people are until they start acting out. All this is an act out. I mean, these people. They think they a cat. So why don't they go live in outside? No, they want to claim all these things, but then they won't do what actual cats do. Go live outside in the alley. All right, I'm gonna show you one more, and then we're gonna take a break from this, and we'll do other parts of the show. So keep it. Just don't go nowhere. We got one more clip, and then we'll take a music break. Let's watch this clip right here.
Confused yet, we need to talk about another new gender called abrosexual. This means that people can have fluctuating genders over time.
Abrosexual is a fluid or changing sexuality. It's not one that stays stagnant all the time. For example, some days you might feel attracted to all genders, whereas some days you only feel attracted to your same gender, some days only different genders. Really, the sky's the limit. I view abrosexual as the sexuality version of the label gender fluid.
So if I understand this correctly, you can change your gender multiple times whenever you want. Here is someone who has different genders for different groups of people.
I've added a new set of pronouns to the pronouns that I'm comfortable being called. I've been sitting on Fair's pronouns for a while. My other thing about this new set of pronouns is that I would only like for queer and trans people to use them for me. Cis-het people, they, them. Queer and or trans people, you can use they, them, or fair.
So their gender changes based on who they're talking to? How are any of us supposed to keep track of people's pronouns if they keep changing them? Here is someone explaining the
Exactly. I mean, and have y'all noticed that all of these people, they all have this certain look? You know what I'm saying? Like they always seem to have this certain look about themselves that just, you know, abrosexual. Wow, that means you like. Well, I always thought there were just two genders, but if you like going back and forth with different genders, wouldn't it just be bisexual if there's only two genders? But according to these people, there's a 90 plus, so abrosexual. It's just too much. So yeah, so everybody, this is just a bit of it. We're going to get into this a little bit later in the show, but right now we are going to take a big break from all of this. I know some of y'all need to kind of woosah and go and pray and go and fast and everything else. But we're going to get into a music break. And when we get back, we'll have some normal news. Hey, listen, bad news sound normal to any of that, right? Within the Know. Don't go anywhere. You're keeping it real hot and fresh with the best.
That's why I'm gonna do you right. I'm gonna do you right. That's why I'm falling in
All right, everybody, that's what's up. We are back, keeping it raw and fresh. Also, real quick, I want to shout outs to my social media supervisor. He put that nice banner together, everybody, the red and green, getting you ready for the Christmas holiday that's coming up next month. So, yeah, he had me looking really holiday festive in that banner. All right, everybody, but let's keep it moving because right now it's time to get in the know. Okay, let's hit it.
Did you know? 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 Did you know?
Did you know, everyone, that it's very important to learn how to avoid falling victim to a staged car crash insurance scam? I'm telling you, that when I was talking about scams earlier, investigators have confirmed that a viral crash on the Belt Parkway in New York City was staged as a part of an insurance fraud scheme. Dash camera footage of the incident, which went viral and sparked public outrage, ultimately led to an arrest. Police are still searching for 3 others involved, including the driver. It was Michael Martinez, 28 of Diker Heights, was arrested Thursday night at JFK Airport after returning from Ecuador, sources said. Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz confirmed that Martinez was a passenger in the suspect vehicle. Martinez was charged with insurance fraud and staging a vehicle crash. Police are still seeking 3 other individuals captured in the footage, including a man suspected of being the driver who fled the scene in a getaway vehicle. Katz said that the people put up a tarp. How they covered the rear windshield. We're alleging that the driver and passenger switched. The crime highlights an alarming trend. In order to do this scam, you have to be an insured vehicle, a licensed driver, and all the papers needs to be in order. According to the Insurance Information Institute, staged crashes are increasingly common in New York and New Jersey, with incidents up to 14% and 58% respectively. That's high. The scheme costs insurers an estimated $20 billion nationwide each year. Did y'all just hear what I just said? The scheme costs insurers an estimated $20 billion nationwide each year. So now, are these scammers, are they privileged? Okay, I'm gonna keep it moving. Now, here are some tips from the AAA on how to protect yourself from insurance scammers. Listen carefully, everybody. Number 1, be alert, stay aware of your surroundings, and avoid distracted driving. Number 2, don't tailgate. Leaving a safe distance between you and the car ahead can help prevent staged rear end collisions. Number 3, know if you're at risk. Drivers of luxury or commercial vehicles are more frequently targeted by scammers. And number 4, consider a dash cam. Having a dash cam can provide crucial evidence in a case of an incident. Okay. Now, if you do find yourself in a situation that seems like a staged collision, AAA recommends the following actions. Listen up. Number 1, get to safety. Move out of traffic if possible to avoid further danger. And number 2, collect information. Take photos of the other driver's license, vehicle identification number, insurance policy number, license plate, and the vehicle itself. This information can be critical for police and insurance companies in investigating fraud, okay? Anyone who suspects they may have been a victim in a staged car crash, call the NYPD Office of Fraudulent Collision Investigation Squad at 718-822-5403. Everybody be careful out here on these highways and byways. They're trying to get you. All right, next. Now, some of y'all here in the NYC area and maybe New Jersey might have smelled some burning in the air, because I know I did, because the brush fire breaks out at Prospect Park in Brooklyn. A large brush fire broke out at Prospect Park in Brooklyn, which was Friday night. I remember I was sitting on my couch and I was like, who is that smoking? The trees were smoking, and I don't mean marijuana. Now, listen, a passerby first spotted the fire around 6:40 p.m., according to the FDM, to the fire department, New York. 2 acres of the park were on fire at one point. FDNY officials said more than 100 firefighters fighters responded and brought the fire under control. No injuries were reported. The exact cause of the fire is under investigation. NYC is currently under a drought watch, even though we did have some rain over the weekend, so we should be a little good with that. But before, amid a historical stretch of days without significant rainfall, earlier in the week, multiple brush fires broke out at the Van Cortlandt Park in the Bronx, underscoring the severity of the dry conditions. Wildfires were also burning in 5 New Jersey counties on Friday, as portions of the state experienced some of the worst drought conditions in the country. So that's very telling, because it said that we experienced some of the worst drought conditions in the country, and we know that California, they're known for brush fires. So if we experienced some of the worst, that's very telling for this area. But we recently did have some rain, so hopefully, that will kind of solve these brush fire incidents. Yeah, but I definitely remember last week smelling it all in the air. So hopefully no one was hurt. It didn't say anything about no one being hurt. So yeah, all right. And lastly, to put y'all in the know on what's happening in the tri-state area, is immigrant community braces as Trump says mass deportation will move forward. Now listen, one thing about Donald Trump I can say is, if you like him or you don't like him, he's definitely newsworthy. So I would definitely have a lot of in the knows for the next 4 years. President-elect Donald Trump has reaffirmed one of his first priorities from the campaign, the mass deportation of non-citizens. He told NBC News there is no choice and it's not a question of a price tag. Trump has yet to outline his deportation plan in detail, meaning his intentions could apply to the nearly 200,000 migrants who have come to New York in the last 2 years claiming asylum, or undocumented people who have been in the country for decades, including the DACA recipients. However, the American Immigration Council, a pro-immigration advocacy group, said if Trump truly means to deport everyone, there are 13.3 million undocumented people in the U.S. I mean, now that says a lot in itself, but I'm gonna keep it moving. The American Immigration Council said in a report published in October that deporting so many people would incur a one-time cost of $315 billion. Wow. Oh, where's the money coming from? Adams has been hesitant to criticize Trump's immigration rhetoric and would not say if he discussed deportations with Trump when they spoke by phone after the election. Adams is our mayor, Mayor Adams. Trump was at an event in New Jersey about a month before the election when he said local police will cooperate with a mass deportation. However, New York and New Jersey and Connecticut are all sanctuary states, meaning at a minimum, immigration detainers are not honored. So good luck on that. It's about to be a mess, everybody. Okay, if you're in the tri-state area, listen. Just have your bottles, your whatever, your recreation around you, because it's about to be a mess up here in the tri-state. All right, and you are now in the know, everybody. All right, so really quick, just want to check in and give y'all an update with the giveaway. Remember the Walmart $100 Walmart giveaway that's happening. Listen, I tell you, this has been dragging, but we are at 95 people. Isn't that something? Yeah, it's all right. I'm telling you where we're at. We're at 95. Man, we need 5 more people. So that 5th or 6th or whatever person is going to get it. So I don't know. Some of y'all who may have already applied, you better make up another email. $100 is on the line. We are 5 people away from a winner. So hopefully the next show or before Thanksgiving, we can have our winner. We only need 5 more people, everybody. Okay. All right. So that's what's up. All right, everybody. So we're going to take a quick break again. When I get back, we got, I'm getting you more drunk. I'm pretty sure y'all probably already been drinking anyway from the topic, but I'm going to get you officially drunk off the juice next. So keep it locked. Don't go anywhere. You're keeping it raw and fresh with me.
hear them talking cause they seen us around. Got them guessing about what's really going down, yeah. And if they found out that we do what we do, girl, I doubt if they believe it was true, yeah. So I'm thinking that we should just be good friends. If we continue this way, we'll only just hurt each other. So I'm thinking that we should just be good friends. Go through our emotions so we don't recover, yeah. You can call my phone, you can swing over my way. On your nights alone, you can come over my place. If he treats you wrong, baby, give it to you my way. Just remember that you're not my girl. Indiscretion makes this love affair sweet. With all the secrets, it would feel so incomplete, yeah. So we should keep our quiet nights between us. So we'll retain our urgency when we touch. So I'm thinking that we should just be good friends. If we continue this way, we'll only just hurt each other. So I'm thinking that we should just be good friends. Go through our emotions so we don't recover, yeah. You can call my phone, you can swing over my way. On your nights alone, you can come over my place. If he treats you wrong, let me give it to you my way. Just remember that you're not my girl. Now you can rock to the rhythm of the beat, now don't stop. And as long as you do yours, I'll do my job. Yeah, cause I really like this, the thing that we've got. So we just keep it a secret, baby. You're not my girl. So I'm thinking that we should just be good friends. This way we'll only just hurt each other. So I'm thinking that we should just be good friends. Let's just keep it a secret, baby. You're not my girl. You can call my phone, you can swing over my way. On your nights alone, you can come over my place. If he treats you wrong, let me give it to you my way. Just remember that you're not my girl. You can call my phone, you can swing over my way. On your nights alone, you can come over my place. If he treats you wrong, let me give it to you my way. Just remember that you're not my girl.
Of course, everybody, you're tuned into Fly World Media. That's right. And you're kicking it with your guys, Z Fly. We're keeping it real hot and fresh. And also, if you are enjoying the tunes, shout out to my radio director, because she definitely keeps us jamming all throughout the song. I mean, all throughout the show, right? That's right. But right now, let's get a little drunk off that juice right now. Hit it. Now, you all will not believe what your celebrities are up to. That Gwyneth Paltrow, she, you know, you got to watch Gwyneth, because she was spotted chowing down on steak ice cream at an NYC spot after getting blasted for starvation diet. So now, if y'all know anything about Gwyneth Paltrow, you know, she has a company called Goop, and, you know, she's all about this natural and being all these kind of good things. But guess what? Gwyneth said, listen, I'm gonna put all this on the side for a little bit, and I'm gonna have me a steak. So Gwyneth Paltrow traded her bone broth for a juice, okay? After facing backlash for her wellness tips that were dubbed a starvation diet. She was spotted feasting on a steak sandwich, fries, and a massive ice cream sundae at NYC's The Corner Store on Friday. A Page 6 spy spotted the 52-year-old actress ordering the Wagyu French dip sandwich, a classic sea salt fries, and the Samoa Sunday while she dined with longtime pal Amy Griffin and another unidentified friend. The actress later defended her wellness tips, saying that because she was suffering from very high levels of inflammation and long COVID, she had to eat a very specific diet. She said, I have been working to really focus on foods that aren't inflammatory, and it's been working really well. The star said that she said on her Instagram story back in March of 2023. Now, this is based on my medical results and extensive testing I've done over time. She continued, noting that her daily diet wasn't meant to be advice for anyone else. But you know what? Listen, someone like Gwyneth, it's okay to eat a steak for her. I mean, it's really okay to eat the whole Thanksgiving turkey. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, think about it. Now, I understand that, that a lot of people, they're vegans and they're vegetarians, and that's like their daily routine. But if you really think about it, like going through your whole life supposedly not eating meat again. I just feel like, once you're in good shape and good health, if you eat a steak, fries, and ice cream here and there, 3 times a year or once every season, which will be 4 times a year, you'll be okay. So everybody listen, leave the lady alone. She probably needed a steak and probably need another steak sandwich. Probably that's what she really need. I bet you her body was like, oh my God, thank you. Like, what have you been starving us? So so you got to watch out for Gwyneth and her starvation diet, because I mean, it might work for her, but it might not work for everybody else. Okay. Now moving along, y'all remember Bad Baby? You know what I'm saying? The girl said, "Cash me outside." Well, that's right. She suggests that she has cancer as she addresses weight loss concerns. The Gucci Flip Flops rapper, she's 21 years old. She sparked confusion amongst her fans on Thursday after posting about taking medication for cancer on her Instagram story. Now, she said, "I'm sorry for my cancer medicine made me lose weight," she wrote. "I'm slowly gaining it back, so stop running with the worst narratives." A family source told TMZ that the influencer was not exaggerating, and she does, in fact, have cancer and is being treated by doctors. Now, details on the type and stage of the disease are definitely unclear, but Baby, whose real name is Danielle Bergoli, made the puzzling statement after her followers speculated about her slim down frame last month. One person said, "Bro, Ozempic got her." Another person said, let me see, "Can't catch her outside no more, might slip through your fingers." Another wrote, I'm quoting, Baby's viral phrase. So, listen, I mean, it's not funny. It's definitely not funny at all. But, I know like a lot of times, like fans don't know what's happening with the stars. But, this is just a good indication to show that, that says that don't always just read a book by its cover. Don't be so quick to send something negative about someone because she's really going through something. And just because she's slimmed down, y'all think that like she's doing it, just to be doing it. But she has an issue. And I guess a lot of times these celebrities or whomever, they don't want to tell you every little thing that's happening in their lives. But I guess being a celebrity and your fans are looking at everything you do and how you look, I guess you have to eventually address it, and she did. So now we know she does have some type of cancer. So all our prayers go to her that she definitely recovers and get over it, because cancer is nothing to laugh at or belittle. All right, next up on the list is we're getting you drunk off of Lamar Odom, everybody. Now, Lamar is something else. Now, if y'all remember Lamar Odom, he was a previous basketball player. He also dated Khloe Kardashian. But he's doing a lot these days, like buying custom sex dolls models after Khloe Kardashian. Okay, so he also played for the Los Angeles Lakers, as some of y'all probably know. But he paid a visit to the Real Doll sex toy facility in Las Vegas on Tuesday after seeing, not yesterday, but last Tuesday, after seeing the dolls advertised in the news about a month ago and instantly knowing he needed one for himself. Now, this is very, very telling, everybody. Now, mind you, Lamar Odom is a grown man, okay? He dated someone like a Khloe Kardashian, okay? And now he's interested in buying blow-up sex dolls. And mind you, all these women out here in LA, LV, that and I mean, he has been going through some issues. I know he was, had a drug addiction at once upon a time, but anyway. Per the photos and videos obtained by the outlet, Odom Bain while getting handsy with several clothesless life-size dolls in the warehouse. So he was getting really excited about these sex dolls, describing one with a big bosom and butt as bad. Bad meaning good, everybody. Okay, Odom ordered his doll to come with voluptuous curves and a face similar to Khloe Kardashian because he can do whatever he wants with her sexually. Now, did y'all hear this? No, but did you hear what I'm saying? So that the doll sells from $8,000 to $20,000. Wow, that's about how much he probably was spending in the strip club. However, the basketball legend reportedly got a discount. You can't make this stuff up. So now Lamar Odom, I guess he has given up trying to get Khloe back. I guess he's given up trying to get any girl back. So now he's going to plastic or latex or whatever it's made out of. That's Lamar Odom, everybody. And you are now drunk off the juice. But guess what, everybody? Listen, the drinking isn't over. So if you thought the drinking was over, then keep your cup out. Because now let's get into another edition of Pause and Pour. Another pap. Hit it.
Oh my God. 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 Oh my God.
I'm sorry, but I'm laughing at this show. This show is starting to be crazy. It's starting to kind of remind me of Wendy Williams, how she had all these antics. Yeah, this show is something else. But we're bringing you the juice. Okay, everybody, now listen. Now today's pap. Today we're doing a pap. A pap is a pause and pour, because so as y'all know, was it last week? The days go by so quick. I think it was last week we had the election, right? Yeah, last week. But the outcome has been a little questionable. Listen, I'm pretty sure this is not our first election where the Democrats didn't win. The Democrats haven't won many other times in the past. But for some reason, this one just seems so strenuous. A lot of people are really find it hard to cope that Harris did not win. Vice President Harris did not win. So let's check out what's happening at some of these Ivy League schools. Now, mind you, these are grown people at these Ivy League schools, and they're having problems. There was one where the people, like the teachers, they were allowing the students to take the day off. They were allowing them to have a skip day. And some of the schools, they even brought in like crayons and cookies and milk for grown people. What y'all understand? We're talking about universities, okay? Ivy League schools. They had to bring in cookies and crayons for these grown people to cope because Kamala Harris did not win the election. And like I said, I understand a lot of people may not like Trump for whatever reason, but you was that mentally gone that it just took you out. From what I hear, when I hear this, it really sounds like these people were putting too much into a person, into one person. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, I guess people feel like that Trump is just going to do the worst, but did they ever ask themselves or tell themselves that Trump actually did run 4 years, but already? So we kind of know what he's capable of. Did he take us into war like a lot of people thought? I don't know what they almost. It's almost like we elected, like people elected the devil or something. I don't know, but we're gonna take a look at this quick video of this guy who we're just talking about some of the university colleges and the schools who are in breakdown because Kamala Harris did not win. Check this out.
in particular at Harvard. So guys, without further ado, Harvard responding to the election in the most pathetic way I've ever seen. As the Harvard Crimson reports, Harvard professors are canceling classes as students feel blue after Trump's win. Students awoke to a somber campus following Donald Trump's re-election to the presidency early Wednesday morning, with one saying, "My heart dropped a little bit." The story opens with an anecdote about how the college dean, Rakesh Khurana, met with students over breakfast and told them to let yourself feel a bunch of emotions about how this is going to impact us in the future and listen to other people and how they feel about it too. I wonder if that includes the students who voted for Trump and are feeling positive right now. Something tells me it probably doesn't, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. Now here's where things get truly pathetic. A number of professors at this elite university canceled their classes or made them optional or did other ridiculous things in response to an election result that hurts their fees. As the Crimson reports, some professors also encourage students to process in the aftermath of the election, adjusting course requirements in kind. Courses such as Sociology 1156, Statistics for Social Science, and applied math, solving and optimizing, as well as general education courses like the Ancient Greek Hero and Popular Culture in Modern China among them, canceled their Wednesday classes, made attendance optional, or extended assignment deadlines. Meanwhile, all across the country, actual adults went to their grown-up jobs like big boys, and even if they weren't happy with how the election went about their responsibilities like normal. Now, thanks to the Crimson, we even get to look at some of the emails the professors sent out. Economics lecturer Maxim Boyoko wrote in a Wednesday email to students that the course's typical in-class quizzes would be optional. As we recover from the eventful election night and process the implications of Trump's victory, please know that class will proceed as usual today, except that classroom quizzes will not be for credit. Feel free to take time off if needed. I'm sorry, but if you need to take time off because an election didn't go your way, you're so distraught, you're incapable of going about your normal life or going to class and taking an attendance quiz, not exactly a final exam, then you don't belong at America's most elite colleges. You belong in remedial therapy because you lack the emotional function and regulation of an adult. Meanwhile, physics professor Jennifer Hoffman wrote in an email to physics students and faculty that her office would be a space to process the election. Many in our community are sleep deprived, again grieving for glass ceilings that weren't shattered, fearful for the future, or embarrassed to face our international colleagues, she wrote. I stressed baked several pans of lemon bars to share.
Listen, y'all already know what to do, everybody. First, we're going to pause. Then, in my case, I'm going to pop. And now I'm going to pour. Okay. Shout out to my little shot glass from South Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Let's drink, everybody. Cheers. That's good. Let me tell you something. Now, if that don't make you pause and pour, I don't know what will. I mean, the Republicans have won many, many times before in the past. I remember Bush Jr., you know, people didn't like him that well. But did it go this crazy? Everybody, that has been your pause and pour. Y'all already know that during the break, I'm going to be pouring some more. But stick around, everybody, because we'll take a quick music break. And when we get back, we got a new segment called Really Hot Topics, because let me tell you something. We're going to get back into those pronouns. That's right. Listen, don't get scared. Listen, we got to get back into the pronouns, everybody, because you got to know what's really happening. So, yeah, the pronouns are just so much that I had to put it in a continued segment called Really Hot Topics. So don't go anywhere, because next we're talking more pronouns. So y'all might as well keep pouring. heard the song. Y'all heard the song. Don't be scared to catch feelings. I know that's right. Real quick, I do want to just shout out that if you did see the banner, it says we're live on YouTube. So definitely, log into our YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Watch us from YouTube. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that way, it builds up those viewers and everything. Also, you can subscribe and you can like our channel. You know what I'm saying? It helps with the algorithm. But also, it'll let you know that whenever I do have a new video, you'll be in the know to know whenever there's a new video of any kind that's dropping. Also, too, I'm not going to leave out my Facebook people. I want to shout out to Facebook, the people who watch it live on Facebook. I saw those numbers. Whoa. Okay, Facebook. Y'all trending almost 500 viewers on Facebook. So I do want to shout out my Facebook people who watch it. You can watch it on Facebook, once again, right here at the bottom at Real Hot Fresh. But if you can watch it on YouTube, then definitely watch it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You can subscribe and you can like and help that algorithm. All right, but everybody, here's time for a new segment called Really Hot Topics. Let's get into it.
Oh, hot, 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 hot. Oh, hot, 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 hot. Oh, hot, 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 hot.
Yeah, but today I don't know if it's hot or if it's insane. You know what I'm saying? But okay, so everybody, welcome back to the show. We are going to continue with the real talk topic. Like I said, yes, I'll tell you, they be on it. My people be on it. Yeah, so listen, did you see all of this? This is listen. Actually, this show isn't even enough to really explain it. And also to let you know, I'm not even showing y'all all of this video that this guy did. So that is very telling in itself. But we're going to continue because I definitely want everyone to see. Like I said, once again, I could have just talked about this, showed up 1 or 2 videos and been done with it. But because this is so interesting, and also too, in this next segment, you're going to really he's going to really deep, kind of like get a little deeper of where these pronouns could possibly come from. So I want everybody to really pay attention. Like I said, you may feel like, oh, listen, this doesn't deal with me. Listen, I don't do these pronouns, my family. But you can't really say that. You know why? Because you don't know who your family's working around, who your kids are going to go to school with. You saw the girl on the last video, she's hissing at the students, like a tiger, so you don't know what your kids are experiencing in school. So it's good for kids to know what is going on. So that way, whenever they see this stuff, they be like, oh yeah, that's what Z-Fly talked about. These people that, they got the pronouns. She thinks she's a hyena or something. So anyway, so we're going to watch this. We're going to start the first video, and I'm going to talk you through it, everybody, okay? Then I'm going to try to talk you through it. Okay, here we go.
Then we get to another category of gender called xenopronouns.
Xenopronouns refers to any pronoun a person has that is unspeakable, that is unworkable in the language of a person. So an example would be a xenopronoun would be a word, I can't even say it, right? Because that's the point. They're unsayable and sort of effervescent and unknowable, kind of like a person's gender. That's why I love this one. So an example would be, a xenopronoun would contain a set of letters that is a pronunciation that a human being can't pronounce. It's some sound that a human being can't pronounce. Or that a xenopronoun contains an image or a concept that it's alluding to that is actually something that language has no way to express.
These are pronouns that are unspeakable. How are we supposed to function as a society with these pronouns? This could be a collection of letters that are impossible to pronounce. Or your pronoun could be a series of flashing lights. So if you're having a conversation with someone, instead of using pronouns, you would take out your flashlight and flash it in their face. Here.
Now listen, now some of y'all might be laughing like I am. It's not funny. It really is. It's serious. I mean, but now pronouns, these xenopronouns, you can't even say it. So So how you supposed to address somebody? The man said that you might have to flash lights in someone's face just to identify their pronoun. So now I guess we're gonna really start using our camera phones more often, I guess. Now when we address people who claim xeno pronouns. And how in the world would you even know that someone it claims a xeno pronoun or any of these pronouns? You know, these people, well, I don't know where they're from, I'm gonna tell you that. Because one thing, do we even use who uses pronouns? Like even like the regular ones, like Mr. and Miss. You may use it like if you're talking maybe in an email, but or something, or maybe. But like, do you just go to people and say, "Yes, that's Mr.'s water bottle, and Mr. is my friend, and Mrs." She's going to the store today. Who talks like that? Like, don't you just use people's names? Like, oh, that's Danny's water bottle, or that is Timothy's going to the mall today, or who says that's these people? Anyway, I tell you, people are bored. They're bored and they're broken. BB, yeah, and I don't mean Better Business Bureau. I'm gonna find 3 B's. Be broken. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the next video, everybody. Now, just hold on. Just hold on. Listen, if you need a pour, take another pour. It's fine, but just don't go anywhere because this is important. Now let's tune into the next video.
Here's where you really start to understand what is going on. I did some research. Xenogender was a term that was created in 2014 on the website Tumblr by a user named Baphomet. Baphomet, of course, is the goat-headed figure that is the symbol used by the Church of Satan. Once you understand this, you start to see a pattern, because a growing number of these genders relate to spiritual beings. Ghost gender is a popular one. The pronouns would be ghost, ghost self. These are people who identify with an entity in the afterlife.
But how I like to describe the ghost pronouns is it's like a further, deeper description of my gender personally. Another one of our alters, Gabe, he also uses ghost self sometimes. He could technically be considered a ghost because of his source, but also because of his source, he doesn't consider himself a ghost. But he uses it because of that. I personally use it because it's just more comfortable for me and better describes how my gender feels to me.
This is pretty morbid. These people identify as ghosts. I certainly hope that these people are not taking medication that will transition them to the afterlife. Another example is demon gender.
Hi, my name is Leon. I use they, demon pronouns.
For the demon pronouns, it would be Liana is my partner, Deem is cute, and I belong to Deem. I love Demon very much, and I hope Deem loves Demon's self too. Then interchanging the two would be Liana is my partner, they are cute, and I am Deems. I love Demon very much, and I hope they love Demon's self too.
I'm starting to see a satanic undercurrent to these pronouns, but the most shocking gender to me was people who identify themselves as gods. They use the pronouns God, God self.
And extra, thank you for asking about my neo-pronouns. Please use my neo-pronouns. I cannot beg enough. Please use them. But anyways, this is how you conjugate them. So it's nothing special. I got these pronouns off of that pronoun suggestion master list on Tumblr. It was under royal and divinity because if you didn't know, my gender is very connected to deities like gods and demons and angels and things like that. That's literally what the pronoun stands for. De is short for deity.
So these people are declaring themselves to be a god. That means if you're a religious person who believes there's only one true God, like a Christian, you're going to have to denounce your religion and bow down and worship this person's pronouns.
Okay, now listen, now we're getting to the nitty gritty. So that portion right there was very interesting, wasn't it? Because as you see, a person who goes by the name of Baphomet which is known as Satan or something evil, is making these things. And also too, for those religious people out there, if you know your Bible, you know there's a part that says something about the demons. What is it? The demons, they come in legions, or like they have names and legions. In other words, like they're just so many of them, or they have different names or something. And a lot of these names, like, think about it, these Zir, Ear, Ire, and all this stuff, you don't know what you're calling, like this stuff isn't making any sense. And you could be calling some demons, you know what I'm saying? And people are, and then also too, you heard the other girl who was having a hissy fit, talking about use her xeno pronouns. She said that she found these pronouns on a website. Now, if you find it on a website, okay, that means that you just found it somewhere, or somebody just made up these things, and you're just taking it and putting it on yourself. See, people, they don't know enough about religious or history or whatever, enough to really know what they're putting on themselves. Like, they think it's something cool, something different, something that identifies themselves. Like, why would you want to be known as a demon girl or a demon self? Like, you're calling yourself a demon. And so people got to listen to this, listen to these things. And now remember, but these people, they want us to respect them. And you're calling yourself a demon. I actually know people who do call themselves a god. I have heard that, we as people, we're our own gods. So some people do look at that, and so they do call themselves God and God's self. I actually know some people who I kind of work with who does that. But so you call yourself a demon, you call yourself a god. Whew, I tell you, I just call myself a human. Okay, I call myself Z-Fly, and Z-Fly is not my pronoun. All right, everybody, we got two more coming up. The last one is very telling, but let's get into the third video right now.
With all these examples, it certainly seems like there's a lot of religious undertones to these pronouns. It seems like they're being used by the Satanic Church to eliminate Christianity. In my opinion, I don't think these pronouns are about gender at all. I think it's about taking away your freedom of speech. I think it's about taking away your freedom of religion. You don't believe me? Let's hear what Jeffrey Marsh has to say.
Let me tell you something about LGBTQ rights, about trans rights. This is only going in one direction. You will respect us. You can be upset. You can be angry. You can think it's unfair. You can feel like we're stealing something from you. But it's still only going in one direction. You will respect us.
This is about control. They want to forget freedom of speech. They're going to force you to use their pronouns. If they want to call themselves a god, you're going to have to denounce your own god and acknowledge their pronoun. Think about
Once again, everybody, this is very, very serious. Like I said, I know that, I might be making a little jokes here and there, but really my jokes are really serious. I mean, they're not even jokes. This is just how I feel. But now also, let me just pinpoint that Jeffrey Marsh, because as y'all been seeing him all throughout. You heard what he just said in this last one. He said that they're here to stay, and you just got to deal with it. Isn't that something? So it's almost like a bully effect. Like they're making you subscribe to their ideologies and their ways of thinking, their ways. It's like either you're on the train or you're going to get left behind. Trying to make people subscribe to all these pronouns and genders and all these things that they're just making up. Whenever it pop in their head, they just make up something. Yeah, that Jeffrey Marsh is something else. And if you notice, he specifically said the trans are here. He didn't say anything about all the rest of the letters in the alphabet. He just said the trans. So if you're wondering why you've been seeing so much of trans this and trans that everywhere, because it's a movement, it's an agenda, and he basically just admitted it. He said they're not going anywhere, and you just got to deal with it. All right, everybody. So I don't want to scare y'all off too much. I know this could be very heavy for a lot of my listeners because it just don't seem real. But it's real. It's real. And I mean, you can try to ignore it as much as you want, but it's all around us. It's happening. And more people are subscribing to this than you would think. People walk out in public, like they all have it together, but you'd be surprised once they close those doors, they subscribe to this kind of behavior. So you really got, I always say it's good to know what evil is amongst you. It's, for those y'all who pray, still believe in your God or God, but it's still good to know what evil is amongst you. All right, so now this last part is going to be very telling. Like I said, we just had an election, and we just saw in DePaul how the Ivy League university students went crazy because Kamala Harris did not win. But let's just dive a little bit more into Kamala Harris's her beliefs and her thoughts on everything.
And how important this coming presidential election is. Kamala Harris is a big fan of using pronouns. Here is Kamala stating her pronouns during a debate in 2020.
Good to see you, Senator. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
How are you? And thank you, guys. And my pronouns are she, her, and hers.
She, her, and her. Mine too.
All right.
All right, first question for the night.
The moderator says it's his pronouns too. This is starting to get confusing. Here's some more video. This is how Kamala starts a meeting.
I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit.
Can we just have Trump back? I don't remember any of this stuff in the White House when he was president. But it gets worse. It was reported in the Washington Post that during Kamala's first year as vice president, she was receiving an intelligence briefing. She was given this presentation by a female intelligence officer about a female foreign head of state. During the conversation, Kamala felt they were using gender-biased language. So she ordered a full training by the intelligence community about gender-acceptable language. Just so you understand what happened, Kamala's a woman. The intelligence officer was a woman. They were talking about a woman. And somehow this conversation was not gender neutral enough for Kamala. She cares deeply about these pronouns, so much so that rather than have our intelligence agencies focus on things like, I don't know, keeping our country safe, Kamala has them learning about pronouns. But it gets worse. This is Kamala talking about her transgender policy for the prisons during her time as Attorney General of California.
When I was Attorney General, I learned that the California Department of Corrections, which was a client of mine, I didn't get to choose my clients.
Right, a client of the Attorney General.
A client of the Attorney General, right, of the Office of Attorney General, that they were standing in the way of surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. And there was a specific case. And when I learned about the case, I worked behind the scenes to not only make sure that that transgender woman got the services she was deserving. So it wasn't only about that case. I made sure that they changed the policy in the state of California so that every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access to the medical care that they desired and need. And I believe it was not only, I know it was historic in California, but I believe actually it may have been one of the first, if not the first in the country, where I pushed for that policy in a Department of Corrections.
But it gets worse. This is CNN reacting to Kamala's position on transgender surgery for illegal migrants.
A K-file investigation has uncovered, meantime, a 2019 questionnaire. And in this questionnaire, Harris laid out some much more liberal stances, among them on immigration.
Yeah, and this was a questionnaire that she filled out for the ACLU. And this questionnaire is really an interesting snapshot in time of that 2019 Democratic primary. Kamala Harris was trying to get to the left of Bernie Sanders. She was trying to get to the left of Elizabeth Warren. And you really see that in a lot of these answers. And I want to walk our viewers through a little bit of what she said. Let's just take immigration and look at what she said here. She said on immigration, she made this open-ended pledge to end immigrant detention. She said she supported taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She also said she
Taxpayer-funded gender transition surgeries for detained migrants. She
migrants.
actually said she supported that.
She both wrote and answered in the affirmative when she was asked this. And she said she also supported it for federal prisoners.
Kamala's position is so radical, even CNN is shocked by it. She wants the U.S. to pay for transgender surgery for illegal aliens. But it gets worse. In her current campaign for president, if you want to apply for a job on the Kamala Harris website, the application looks like this. It gives you all these options that you can pick for your gender. And if your gender does not appear, you can write it in. Now, most people look at this and their eyes just kind of glaze over. It's just a bunch of different options, but you should be paying attention to this because these pronouns mean something. Do you recognize this? Because we talked about it. One of the options is fae, fair. These are people who identify as fairies. Kamala Harris is hiring them for her campaign. Do you understand what this means? If Kamala Harris wins the presidency, she is going to hire people who think they are mythological creatures to run the US government. That is what is at stake in this election. I know I've been bashing the Democrats a lot in this video, but these pronouns are starting to affect Republicans too. There's a senator in Texas named Ted Cruz. He also announced that he is going to start using new pronouns.
I talked to a student recently at one of our woke college campuses who said she's required in every class to introduce herself and to give her pronouns. Well, I'm Ted Cruz, and my pronoun is kiss my ass.
Oh my God. Okay. So everybody, so that concludes that. So just to do a little recap of what we just saw. So that right there is very telling. You know, obviously, we know how the presidential election turned out, but it's very interesting to hear this video, talking what was before or whatever. So Kamala, she was okay with illegal, like people who don't even live in America. Like we're spending money. I mean, you really have to really think about what we're saying right now. People who don't even live in America, she is giving U.S. money so that they can get a transition. She's providing money so illegals can get a transition. Like that's a must. That's a must have, and we're spending our U.S. dollars to help people who's not even a U.S. citizen. Then also too, another thing that was very eyebrow raising is like people who are in prison. Like you're in prison, why do you need a transition in prison? Like you're in prison serving time for however long for whatever reason, and the main important thing in prison is you getting a transition. We're spending money while people who are in prison, everybody locked up for crimes or whatever they did. But the focus is that if they need transition surgery, we provide it to them. And I'm just saying, listen, this is from Kamala Harris. You like her, you don't like her, but I don't know. When you hear some of these policies that she had, you make you think, did the right thing happen? But anyway, all right. So everybody, also too, I do want to say that that right there was only a portion of that video. Some of y'all may say that was enough, but if you are interested and if you are brave enough that you want to see it in its entirety, you can follow the guy. I should have his name. You can put it at the bottom. You can find him on YouTube. His name is Wolves and Finance. So you can search Wolves, like the wolf, but in plural, wolves. There you go. Yes. So Wolves and Finance on YouTube. That's where you can follow him if you are brave enough to watch the video in its entirety. But yeah, so so hopefully I gave you enough to get the gist of what's actually happening these days. All right, everybody, but listen, I know I gave you a lot. Like, this show has been very jam-packed with a lot of heavy material, important material. But guess what? I do have a little lightness for you in the segment Wham. Let's get into it.
Good job. I am so proud of you. Good job.
All right, everybody. So today's Wham comes from a group of guys who call themselves the Silvio Santos. They're in another part of the world, but they're doing their thing. And I wanted to share this little dance with you that they do this in many different variations. Also, they do other songs as well. But this one in particular, it has a nice catchy beat. You know, they do their little thing with it. And I thought it was pretty cool. So today's Wham go to the Silvio Santos. Let's check them out.
Que a dança vai começar. Fui! Todo mundo, olha a mãozinha. Todo mundo. Vocês entenderam? Aumenta esse samba duro. Pouquinho mais rápido, samba!
And there you have it, everybody. The Silvio Santos. You can follow them at the bottom. The first two are two of their personal Instagram pages. And then if you want to follow them as a group, it's the last one. I think it's Swingal. Yeah, so it's the last one. Is them as a group. So yeah, a little something to kind of bring the mood back up. I know we had some heavy topic. All right, but listen, I know y'all are sick of hearing my voice, but don't worry because we'll take a quick music break. And when we get back, we're going to close this show down with I